because we need to start because it's devastating. And
It is.
finally, you are now understand how devastating the
Yes.
finale is. And of course, we are talking about X-Men 97, season 2, episode 9, which is the finale titled Survival of the Fittest.
Yes.
And it is a rough one. It you
It
think,
yeah.
okay, like, and then it just wham.
Yeah. Yeah. It was rough and couldn't have happened. Well, I say couldn't have happened to a worse guy or a better guy. Like of all the people, he deserved what happened the least, but that's why he chose to make the sacrifice, which plays into the whole thing of it being so good.
So good. Yeah. So we start off from okay, episode 8. We end with them showing Gambit kind of still like in a coma, unconscious, whatever, and that they're knowing that eventually Apocalypse is going to take over, like possession of him is going to take into full effect. So they're
Yes.
trying to figure out the X-Men are trying to figure out everything they can do to how do we purge or kill Apocalypse without killing Gambit kind of thing. And so Beast, Rogue, and Nightcrawler head off to find the wreckage of Ship, which is Beast's friend.
Yeah, weird, but I'm here for it.
Yeah, he's so smart, he's odd, kind of thing.
Yes.
So they're looking for the wreckage of this in an effort to kind of reverse the process. If the ship and the Celestial helped turn him into Apocalypse, hope the ship should have the answers on how to reverse this process and turn him back maybe into En Sabanur. I don't know how. Even though he's gonna be kind of angry, I don't see how this will work.
Yeah.
But so they it's very clear up front that there's a kind of a celestial voice saying that once you enter into this thing you don't come out the same, something's going to happen. And when Rogue does enter the celestial shrine, she's basically well, first of all, he kind of rips the amulet from her, the
Yeah.
external amulet from her. He's like, I don't see how you get that.
You had
He did
that
the
for
whole
30, she had it for 30 seconds. Like
he did the whole chain snatch.
exactly.
The whole chain snatch.
I thought she
And
was gonna have it longer than she got it at the end of the last episode, and
yes.
then she loses it like 3 minutes into this episode.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So the celestial is called Isan, and he is not happy with like basically kind of like, who are you to question why I did what I did? Like this
Yeah.
is what was supposed to happen. I put him there because he is supposed to do what he's supposed to be doing, what
Yeah.
Apocalypse is supposed to be doing, which we'll get into. I had a tweet about this um
I don't know if I saw it.
yesterday or this morning, and it was basically like because I don't want I mean like anyways, we'll get to that about he gets his butt kicked a lot by the X-Men, so by his own creed, shouldn't he kill himself?
I mean, if it is survival of the fittest, you have shown time and time again that you, in fact, are not the fittest.
You keep getting your butt kicked by the X-Men, so by your
Yeah.
own, you should be taking yourself out by your own. Be like, I clearly am not. Like his whole thing is wiping out the weak. Well, brother,
Yeah.
I don't. So, anyways,
These
she
are
tries
your
to convince.
words.
Right, we're only just going by what you said.
Yeah.
She tries to convince Isan to help, but he says like life cannot advance with mercy. Like I can't just do this out of mercy. This is he has to advance through struggle and stuff like he has to go through this process. I can't just be merciful to him and release him from this. Um, but in the spirit of friendship, kind of thing, she's like, I'm here to save Gambit out of love.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, you said love. Cool.
Well, this is
Cool.
different.
Yeah, he's like, but you got to give up something.
Yeah.
Basically saying you're going to have to trade your life for his. And she accepts, I mean, with no hesitation. It was just like,
Which it just is wild to me. Like, I get it, that's your true love, but it just seems like the two of them were just going to end up in an endless circle of you saved me, you sacrificed yourself to save me, and then you die, and then now I go talk to a Celestial and bring you back, but now I'm gone, so then he's gonna be like, well, I gotta go get her back. And it's just like, what are we doing? Someone's gotta step in and stop the cycle.
And they do,
Yes.
unfortunately. So basically she accepts the trade, saying, absolutely, I'll do it. And embodies her with some celestial powers, which she comes out with a whole new get up.
I was here for it. I liked it.
I know you
I
love you
liked it. I
some
was a
Rogue.
fan.
I know you were some alone, you love you some Rogue. Well, sugar. Yeah.
Why sugar?
Um, but we have X Force and X Factor arriving at X Core. I love like all these X
Yeah, I
Core
was writing down notes and was like, okay, the X-Men, but they're technically X-Corp and then
Core.
X-Force and then X-Factor. Okay, yeah.
And then we've got X Force, so it's like they
Yeah.
arrive there to kill Gambit because like Cable is still on the mission. Like, this is what I'm here for. This is what I've been made for. I've got to kill him. And he's like, I got to end him once and for all. And they all fight constantly to buy time for they know that like Rogue is off, like doing whatever she's doing because like she's not there fighting with them. So
Yes.
clearly she's making some sort of, which is funny because like nobody's telling them to wait because Beast, Nightcrawler, and Rogue just take off for this and nobody returns.
Yep.
And so they're fighting with the hopes that somebody's got an answer, which is always insane to me.
Yeah, I'm glad you said it. That was kind of I've got a few logistical issues, but we can get into that. But I agree
Right.
with what you're saying.
Yeah, because it's like nobody comes and says, "Hey, hold up. Rogue is meeting with a celestial right now. We're going to see if she's got a plan. Like, see if you can hold them off." They just automatically hold them
They
off.
just hold them off, which is crazy because I realize Gambit is an X-Man. I get
Sure.
that. That's your boy. But the person that is, squatting in his body is your greatest enemy who took Professor's boyfriend and did like he did all of that. And so I understand why you were there protecting Gambit, but y'all had no plan.
No,
You were
not a
just
plan.
protecting him. You're not gonna kill him because his body belongs to us. And it's like, okay, but like Apocalypse is in there. Do you have a plan for that? Well, no, but that's
Yeah, I
our
mean,
guy.
you're led to. I mean, again, we understand that this is an animated show, but you're led to like assume that Rogue, Beast, or Nightcrawler has radioed to X Corps to say, "Hey, we even located the ship."
Yeah.
Because if like you're like, we don't even know where the ship's at, like we're hoping we know where the ship's at. And we are hoping that we can get into the ship, and we're hoping that it gives it like you're making a lot of assumption of, okay, well, once they found it, have they let the rest of them know? I wish they would have had a line in there saying, we, like, hey, we now that X Force and X Factor have shown up, now that we know they've located the ship and there's some mystical thing going on, let's try to hold them off until one or all three of them come back.
Similar to Infinity War, where, Shuri was trying to take the Mind Stone out of Vision's head, so the rest of the Avengers were holding the line. But they had communication, like we have to hold them off, we have to do
Right.
this, which obviously led to them opening the gate to bottleneck them. But like they communicated, where this it just they were doing it because like you're not gonna touch our boy, but it's like, okay, but not to, be on the X Factor X Force side, but as far as they're concerned, that's Apocalypse.
Right.
And we don't care whose
Right.
body he's inhabiting.
Right. And we should have been given some sign that like Xavier had been in somebody's head seeing that, like, oh, okay, they got into the ship. Rogue is off into the celestial realm, the celestial shrine to get, like, okay, now we can, but
Yeah.
they're just working on this fact that it's like,
Well,
well,
because Professor tried to reach her, but he's like, wherever she is, she's beyond this realm. Like,
right,
oh, so for all you know, she's
dead.
gone, dead, gone. Like, we're
Right.
gonna,
She confronted a celestial. You better hope she's still alive, kind of
yeah.
thing. Yeah, so they're buying time for Rogue, and Gambit eventually wakes up and helps defeat X Factor, but Cable and all of his brilliance shoots him right in the head, only speeding up
Yeah, which that
Apocalypse
was
taking over.
dumb. I knew he had to do something, but I do appreciate when they showed up and Jean was like, "Oh, that's our boy on that ship." I immediately was like, "Here we go. Fate of the universe. They're about to be parents." I was pleasantly surprised.
To see them fight,
They took like 5 seconds, like, "Nathan, don't make me do it." And I rolled my eyes because I was like, now they're gonna start monologuing.
right?
They said it once and then they got active. And I was like, you know what? If I'm going to criticize you, I have to give you props. Thank you, Scott and Jean, for realizing the severity of the situation and
Right.
not trying to be parents in this moment.
Right. And neither side holds back in
No,
anything.
yeah, they
I
go
would say
at
the only
it.
person that seemed to hold back would be Havoc with Jubilee
Yes.
and her and chasing her in the jet, which I was watching it and I'm like, how many jets have they gone through?
That's what we had said. Like, and
Yes.
Forge is over there with his jetpack, and out of the corner of his eye, he's just like, ugh,
They,
again.
like who gave the 15-year-old the jet to
Yes.
fly?
I
Yeah,
will say,
so
speaking of Jubilee, I do appreciate, and she's been the joke since the beginning of the
sure.
show. I feel like for the first time in however many seasons, and I'm not counting like X-Men Evolution and the other
Right.
shows, but like X-Men and X-Men 97, this is the first time where I've like walked away from a season and been like, you know what? Good for you, Like, I thought they did a good job. Annoying at times, but she's the youngest of the
Right.
X-Men. But they showed some maturity and growth, and I appreciated what they did with her character this
Yes, they
season.
didn't. Yeah, they and they haven't just like they didn't just fast forward her ability, like her abilities and her skill set. They showed her training with them
Yeah.
towards either the end of last season or even just during this one, and just her time in the danger room and actually just being trained that even though she's young, she is picking up fighting techniques from some of the best fighters,
Yes.
in there. So, yeah, that they're just not like, and now you're led to believe that this, I mean, like, even Havoc says, like, oh, like, you're like, do you still have they let you take the training wheels off or something to
Yeah.
that effect.
You
And so,
finally
like,
got your learner's permit.
yes. And they do draw attention to her being young. And I like that they don't just, all of a sudden she's just super powerful and knows what to do in every like even when she had jumped out of the ship and she was heading towards like one of like I think the burners, you'd be like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, exactly. You
like
still
just stuff like
see
that.
the little
Hmm.
immaturities, but you see in her time with Cable and X-Force, like that forced her to kind of level up in training with them and
Right.
all of that. So, for all the criticisms that have been there for her character over the years, which are valid, I think they did what they did for Scott Summers and was like, oh, Scott's actually kind of cool. Which, if you read the comics, like, he is, but most of the movies and TV shows make him lame and a cuck and everything else. This did a good job with Jubilee this season.
Yeah, they really did. I really do agree on that. But basically when Cable shoots Gambit in the head, it kind of speeds up Apocalypse's reawakening. And Apocalypse takes over Gambit's body, so then he's Gampocalypse.
Gampocalypse is what I've heard someone on New Rockstars call
Gampocalypse,
it. Yeah.
yes. Um, because I can't think what is his actual name? I forgot. I'm like blanking on it. Oh, Remy LeBeau.
Remy
Yeah.
LeBeau, yeah.
So yeah, Rimpocalypse,
Rimpocalypse.
Rimpocalypse, Rim LeBeaupocalypse. They're all over there. And so he takes over everybody's body, or he takes over Gambit's body fully and enslaves everybody else but Xavier once
Yes.
again, which I would think this is exactly what Xavier wants. He's been training for this in the danger room the whole time.
You would
He's like,
think.
"Hey, you want to get back to your boyfriend? Get back to your boyfriend?
Yeah.
I can send you to him real quick."
Right now.
And it's basically like Apocalypse is saying that like your issue has always been the people that you care about, their weakness. And Xavier, I guess, knowing that Celestial Rogue is coming in for a landing, is like they're our greatest strength, and you just knew then. And as her little her little comet self is
Yeah,
floating down, and she frees
yeah,
everybody from his control. Pretty, like, I guess just landing.
yeah. That was kind of one of my issues with this is Apocalypse has been like the main, like there have been other minor storylines, but Apocalypse has been like the main storyline,
Mm-hmm.
and Rogue one shots Apocalypse, and like I was ready for like a big battle, and the X-Force, X Factor, X-Men battle, great,
Yes.
phenomenal, loved that. But then you get Apocalypse to take over Gambit's body fully,
Mm-hmm.
and you saw what Gambit did the, 30 seconds that he was himself
Right.
earlier, and then Apocalypse takes over. He turns all the mutants into his disciples
That do nothing.
that do nothing, and then Rogue shows up, and I'm like, oh, here we go. They do nothing, and she just runs up and touches him, and then boom. And I was like, that was not the payoff I was waiting for.
No, because she does just what you say. She when she lands, I think her landing there for
Her
some reason
essence.
wakes everybody up. They're all like, yeah, they all like
To be
fall
fair,
back, blow back.
if Rogue looked like that and landed, I would wake up as well. Just, but
Well, then see,
it makes sense then, I guess.
I was gonna say maybe somebody in the writers' room was like, listen, if Rogue lands like that, I'd wake up too. And they're
I
like,
wake up.
genius. That's
Yeah,
how we're
that
writing
guy in
the
St.
show.
Louis, he'd wake up. So let's just write it. They immediately just snap out of it.
Yeah, but she does touch Rem Apocalypse, Gam Apocalypse, whatever you
Rimpocalypse,
want to call it.
yeah.
She touches him and kind of like in a in a much more powerful way because she's got the celestial powers now. Like what she did to Archangels, basically touching him is kind of shakes and kind of pulls Apocalypse's body spirit out of um Gambit, which
Yeah.
she seals then in a crystal um and gives the Cable. I guess that was okay. I guess I have a little bit of issue with that because if you're going to trade life for life, nobody killed Apocalypse. He's just trapped in like,
I don't think you can though. Like I think that's the like I think they said he's inevitable.
okay,
I agree. I didn't like it or love it. Like you trapped him in a jewel or a ring, whatever it was, a pendant, a paperweight. I didn't expect them to be able to kill him. I thought it was kind of like one of the whole juggernaut situations. Like either someone gets
uh,
banished through time or something happens.
right.
I didn't expect them to kill him, but I don't know what I expected, but it wasn't that. And then for her to just kind of like hand it to Cable, which to be fair, if you ask me, well, who should get it? I couldn't give you a real answer. Like I'll give it to you. Like I don't know what to do with it. Maybe give it to the time traveler whose destiny is to battle him. I guess that makes the most sense. But and we'll get into it
Can
more
he
once.
be destroyed? But if Cable is specifically there to destroy, if he's made to destroy Apocalypse, and Apocalypse can never be destroyed, one, what is Cable even doing? And two, when he's given the jewel, why isn't he then destroying him? You've got him now in your hands. It wasn't to your job wasn't to keep him as a precious moment. Like
No, I mean that makes a lot of sense. Like your whole destiny, your whole existence is to fight and stop Cable. And maybe stop doesn't
maybe
necessarily mean
stop. Yeah.
kill. Maybe like if he is inevitable, if he can't be killed, then Nathan's job is basically to just keep putting band-aids on it forever and ever. Is
So you, but it's like he. Then why shoot Gambit? Like, are you
maybe
trying
he's
to kill Apocalypse
maybe
or like
trap
trap him?
Apocalypse inside the dead body. I
Because
You're bringing up a
that
lot
does,
of good
I was gonna
questions.
say it doesn't make any sense because I don't
Yeah.
think you can trap Apocalypse in a body. I think it isn't like his spirit just gonna. I don't know if his spirit just floats around or whatever. But basically, what I'm doing is I'm dragging my feet because we get to the point where she gives
You know what?
Cable
Let's
the
end the episode.
and scene. Everything
Yeah.
ends up. So it we she hands Cable. the jewel, the gemstone, whatever, with Apocalypse's soul trapped in it. And she goes to kiss. She At this point she still has the celestial powers. She goes and kisses Remy, and the powers fade because, and she's expecting to die because that's what the deal was with the celestial. And when she doesn't die, we are very unhappy, especially when they pan over to Beast coming out of the jet and he's holding the Holy Bible. And I about lost it.
Yeah.
And I'm
My
gonna even cry now.
that Gambit Nightcrawler, as I said last week, is such a complex character. The voice actor does a phenomenal job, like the calmness, the soothingness. And even though I disagreed with his stance a couple episodes ago with the trial with Colossus, I respected the fact that he always tries to see the good in people. As you
Right.
said, this man has been hunted with torches and is still just a good person.
He's been
And
thrown off a waterfall by
off
his
a
mother.
waterfall, yes, like anything bad that could happen, and he's looks like a demon elf.
Yes,
Like,
he looks like a demon, has been hunted
yeah,
by townspeople, by everyone, called a devil. I
yeah.
mean, it's yes.
He has lived a rough life and still always chooses the good and doing things for the greater good. So then I don't know if it's a flashback, but yeah, it's a flashback to kind of what changed because for all we know at that point, Rogue should be fading into dust. Um, and then it goes and shows Nightcrawler talking to the Celestial. And I don't have the speech written out, but he basically just gives a very beautiful monologue about what his death will do for what the good his death will bring to everyone else. And it was very emotional. I got emotional the first time. I went back and watched it again. I got emotional the second time.
Yes.
It was good.
It's yes. Basically he's let's see if I can read some of it without crying. Basically, he says he's not there to challenge Rogue's sacrifice, but to complete it. He explains to the entity that while his loved ones will grieve, he has faith that his memory will be a seed from which new ones will grow and help build a better future. And the worst part about this is when the Celestial asks, how can you be sure of all this? What does he say?
He says, because I have faith. Like everything
Like
about
I will
that
still
scene.
cry. Like it messed me up so bad.
Yeah. No, it was such a beautiful scene. And it was like I don't even have the words. It was just so good. It was so
Yes.
beautiful. His being so sure of his sacrifice, knowing what it meant for himself, but not caring because he understood the
He was
good that it
giving
would bring.
Rogue and Gambit a chance
Yes.
to be together, and like his sister, not by blood, but his sister meant the world to him. All of his friends mean the world to him, and if this is the smallest thing that he can do, then by all means,
It
like
was the most Nightcrawler thing he could do, and he did, and credit to the writers, the animators, the voice actors, like that sequence, easily one of the best in all the seasons of X-Men 97. It embodied that character and what they represent to the max. It was beautiful. It was
it was
beautiful.
beautiful. Like when you see Beast holding the Bible, I was like, you're not
Yeah,
gonna do this to me.
yeah.
And then when it cuts to Nightcrawler in front of the Celestial and he's giving the like this is a no-brainer for me. Like she's not gonna do this. Because when she came out and she said goodbye, not goodbye so much to Nightgirl, she just said, I forgot what her exact words were to him. She was just like, something about like just basically how much you mean to me, and she called him Elf, which has always been like his nickname from like
Yeah.
Wolverine always like called him that. um and they show the character's face at that moment, and he knows. So, and he was like, she gave up something,
Yeah.
and I'm like, that's not on my watch, like I'm the one that knows where I'm going, or like at least his faith dictates that he knows where he's going
Yeah.
after this, so he doesn't have a problem with it, and he's going to make sure that everybody else. Oh, it's just so friggin' awful. I watched it a second time just because I knew we'd be talking about it in this, and I was like, damn it if I didn't cry again. And then
No,
I
it just
cried again.
it truly, and that's one of those things when I talk about these animated shows that people will write it off as like, oh, well, I'm waiting for the live action X-Men. And it's like you are missing out. This X-Men was my introduction to the X-Men, and then that led me to the comics and then the live action and the other animated shows. But you people that don't want to watch these shows because of it being animated miss out on such good
Good.
quality writing, voice acting. And I'll be honest, I was not the biggest fan of this finale. I
Sure.
thought I thought the payoff with Apocalypse being the villain and then being defeated by Celestial Rogue in like 10 seconds and there not being necessarily a huge fight between them. He basically his whole master plan was thwarted. Obviously, the Celestial, her becoming a Celestial wasn't like in his on his bingo card,
Sure.
but like he kind of set this whole thing up and it blew up in his face like very quickly. I
Yeah.
thought that was weak, but everything like however down I was feeling about it, Nightcrawler, like that whole sequence with Nightcrawler kind of just like shot it back up. Like
Yeah.
that's how
It's
good that specific part of the episode was.
yes, I 100% agree with you, because it was like you're just like, oh, and like it just ends. And I get why they had it, because earlier in the series or this season you have the scene with Rogue and Sabanur talking about love and how they
Yes.
both view it, and just his very cynical way of viewing it as a weakness and her viewing it as a strength, no matter, even if you lose the people, that it's like you just keep going on and you keep fighting on in their name, or and you do everything you can to save them, regardless of whether or not they come back to you. And he's like, no, they're, like their weakness, it's, I'm all about strength and this. So you get why those two have the showdown. I mean, Gambit aside, because it is for the soul and the body of Gambit, that we get that, and we get more of it, because of the theme of love and having the close ones around you not be a weakness and being a strength. But so I was like, I got it, but I agree with you that the just her being able to touch him and it's like whoop, and he's and he's out kind of
And not
thing.
just a
And
common villain, Apocalypse.
right,
Like that is a for the X-Men, that is huge.
huge,
And
right,
she touched him and boom, done.
and boom, done. And then they do save it with the Nightcrawler scene, because it
Yes.
it very much was as emotional as last season when the attack on Genosha happens and Rogue touches Gambit and says, I can't feel you.
Yes.
I can't feel you anymore. It's like, this is just
Yeah.
awful. What are they doing?
Right.
These are, and I'm always like, these are fake people.
Right. These are fake people. These are animated characters. And here I am feeling things because she
And
can't feel him.
devastating. So
Yeah.
yes, losing Nightcrawler was devastating, because he the reason he makes me so emotional is because, just like you talked about, he has every reason to be like Mystique
Yeah.
and act like Mystique, which we'll get to her here in a second. Like, he has every reason to it. He has been treated like trash his entire life, and the fact that he always comes out of it just but he does not compromise his badassness.
No, and that's like the greatest part
Yeah.
about it. And we talked about it on the last episode.
What was the episode where he does get to duel
Or not, yeah, not last episode.
I
Two.
yeah, let me see. It was in episode 7, where they were in the Savage Land.
Well,
And
seven and eight. Seven when he gets the duel, and then eight when he does get possessed by Apocalypse Gambit and he
oh,
bodies like
okay.
half of the X-Men.
Right, right. And you
Like,
get to see, yeah, you never, But like I'm saying, it's like him as himself when he's like in Savage. Like we were talking about in Savage Land is him just being Nightcrawler, not possessed.
Yeah.
Him being able to dual Exodus, and like even though he had just went through like I'm trying to give this human piece of trash the benefit of the doubt, but when it comes down to it, I can still hold my own. I
Yes.
don't again don't confuse my faith and my seeing the good in people as a weakness. I will still handle you readily. Like that's not an issue.
Right, exactly. And that's the
But
great thing about it, that that's not
right,
his default setting. Because like Wolverine doesn't have the compassion, and like, yeah, he'll chop your head off. He'll take down a whole group of guys, no problem.
right.
You see Nightcrawler, hear him talk and all of that, and you're like, oh, this guy, what good is he going to be in a fight? And it's like, no, he can hold his own
Yes.
and kind of change the tide of a fight if needed. He just tries to do every other option but that.
Right.
But if
It's
it
not his
comes to that,
default. Yeah, it's
right?
not his default, but he can certainly tap into it
Yes.
when he's required to. It's like, listen,
Yes.
I've exhausted my good faithness and my
Yeah.
good humor and my good nature, but now I will. And even then, he had every right to kill Creed at the end of the episode 7 and just leaves him out there. I mean, and as we find out, he has not died because
Right.
now Creed is um he is elected president of the United States.
Got those sympathy votes from getting kidnapped.
Yeah, I mean, yep. When you have
Yeah,
I mean, have an assassination attempt against you, it tends to
it tends to help your numbers, your
get you
ratings.
elected, does it not?
Who would have
And we
thought?
find out, this is where we find out that I kept telling you and teasing you there is a mutant we have not seen all season, and
I
it
don't know
is
how I
Mystique.
missed it. I truly, like, as you told me that once or twice,
Yes.
and I was racking my brain, like, who,
Who
because you
have
said
I
they were
not
in the
seen?
original series, and I'm like, oh, we got Sabretooth, like, oh, okay, we got this character, we got this character, and I'm like racking my brain, and it wasn't until I hit play on the finale that I was like, oh, we haven't seen Mystique this episode. And like at that point, I was like, that has to be who it is. I don't know how I forgot about her for 8 episodes.
Because you are engrossed in what's going to happen. I mean, like you're
Yeah,
like, okay. I mean, even right up to the end, even if you don't like how, like you said, like you don't like how it ended with Apocalypse, you're still kind of engrossed in like, okay, how the like, oh, Gambit's back and all this is,
yeah,
and
for
you're
sure.
not really focused on it. And then it's like, oh, and then when she pops up at the end and she's looking, we're led to assume is that it's Val Cooper going through some files. And I did see the breakdown of it, and that if you see the file, did you see the file that it has Jay or
Yeah, all three
Laura,
of the women that
Jennifer
played
L,
Mystique,
yeah,
I loved
Rebecca
that.
R.
I loved that detail. I didn't catch it, but then when I watched the breakdown of it, I was like, good for them for putting that in there.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, so we see what we think is Val Cooper going through Mystique's file. And when the actual Dr. Cooper shows up, she shoots her in the side, and then you do hear another gun, another discharge of the weapon go off, and maybe she's dead.
I obviously we're meant to assume she is. We will see. I could see it being one of those.
Fake it test,
I injured
fake
her.
is
Oh, I was thinking
like
she's
like
just
she
been
shoots
kidnapped.
herself, like to like a mutant attacked me kind of thing,
Yes.
just
Yes.
to get closer. Because I know I mean, this is again, this is not a spoiler. There is a comic series where um yes, that Graydon Creed, is it Graydon Creed that she goes after, or is
Hmm.
it, yeah, it's she goes after when he's president or about to be elected president or however that is.
Yeah. Time
So
travel again.
yeah, so clearly they're going to be doing this one. um but I wonder how much time travel they're going to do, because they've done um
I wonder if
days,
they're gonna change parts of it because, well,
because they've done Days of Future Past.
they've done Days of Future Past already. I
Hmm.
don't know, is it gonna be a multiverse type of thing? But I would really hope they don't do that. I will
Right.
say I'm excited for next season, but before we get into that, what did you think of this season as a whole?
I thought last season was better.
Agreed.
I did, but I will say like the lows of last season, because I believe there was a Mojo
Yes,
episode.
there
The
was.
lows, I will say this, season one is better than season two, but the lows of season one were
Are
lower
lower.
than season two. If
Agreed.
that makes sense.
No, I 100% understand what you're
Okay.
saying, and I 100% agree.
Because I'm
I
like,
liked it. I liked last season more.
right, because we do have those episodes where we're taken out of the apocalypse story for a little bit, but like I wasn't a huge fan of the whole Forge Storm,
Me
like her
either.
in the desert and trying to, like, not that it was terrible, but it wasn't my favorite, but
It
like,
felt out of place and slowed everything way. The lowest rated episode of this season is Weapon X Lies and DVDs, which is kind of surprising. The
right,
Wolverine
which I was
episode.
gonna say is the episodes that you take you out of the story, being like Wolverine's story, that I still liked that story. I still liked that episode, despite it being kind of your Mojo episode.
Yes. See, my least favorite was the Danger EXE.
EXE.
Like that one was not my favorite. I thought the Danger Room was a weaker villain. I thought they kind of fast-tracked
Right.
Polaris's character arc. Again, liked it more than the Mojo episode, but that was the weakest to me. I enjoyed the season. I do feel like they scratched the surface on a lot of things and didn't dig into it. I wanted them to go deeper into the Kang storyline, but I also understand that like they had him there as the overlord to kind of stop slash push in Sabanor to become Apocalypse
Right.
because he is an absolute being that has to happen. But when you see Kang, you're like, oh, and then like you
Right.
never see him again, which
Right.
technically like you can explain it away as like that's part of his character, like he's going from timeline to timeline.
Sure.
But then you got Mother Ascani who was there and they never dug into that or who she was or any of that. I feel like they just kind of scratched the surface on a lot of things, and then the final battle with Apocalypse, like this has been your motivation for most of the entire season, and his whole master plan was I'm gonna fake my death, get inside this guy's body, and then do this. And Gambit is back, but there's a countdown clock of how long until the celestial aura takes
Right.
over his being. And I was like, seriously, is that the best that we came up with? And then
Right.
Rogue becomes a celestial and touches Apocalypse. I thought it was a weak finale based off like the size of the villains and storylines that we were
Sure.
dealing with. But again, the Nightcrawler part like really helped bring it up. Plus the fight, again, the fight scene
The
between
fight scenes
X
were good.
X Force, X Factor, X-Men. Like I thought that was good. I just thought as a whole, the story kind of like they almost like they ran out of time almost.
Yeah, yeah, like I agree with you. My hope is, because this season did deal well with not just brushing past Genosha, like we still dealt with the falling out of that, that next season will still, now we'll deal with like what has happened, and maybe Nightcrawler, like how does Nightcrawler's death affect things, and um what do we do with, like, let's talk about the fact that Apocalypse kind of, or like, does Gambit suffer from any kind of PTSD, or
Yeah,
like, is he going to have nightmares? My hope is, because they did so well and not just dropping the Genosha thing, that maybe they won't drop what happened during this season either.
agreed. I'm excited. I'm more excited for season three than I was for season two. I remember at the end of season one, you texted me and said, we're dealing with Apocalypse again. And I remember being like, oh yeah, she's right, because that was a pretty big storyline in the original
Sure.
X-Men series, and you were hoping they'd go a different direction. They didn't, but bringing it back to the current timeline, the villain, well, it could be plenty of people, but we know that part of the storyline is going to be dealing with Creed being president, about to be
Right.
president. How does he interact with X Factor? Just because, like, you've got, you've got they like
Hold
that is
on.
a
We're going to pause this real quick. Hold on. Okay, go ahead.
All right.
Yes.
We are going to be dealing with in this third season Creed being president or about to be president, and the fallout of Genosha. Because in his speech and everything, he talked about how Genosha was like step one and a good thing, which
Right.
wild thing to say. You've got X Factor, which is a government uh entity.
Yes.
Then they are mutants. Whether they're on the good side or
Sure.
the bad side, those are mutants, and you now have a mutant hating president. Like all of a sudden, are they gonna come to the X Mansion and be like, "Hey"?
And not only are they a government run, they're now being run by
By a
a
mutant
mutant who
who,
really hates
yeah,
people.
like I am excited for the
Sure.
potential twists and turns of season three more than I was of season two.
Right.
And again, I did not dislike season two,
Right.
but I am more excited for season three than I was for season two.
And that's like I said, it's fair because I mean, like it's even in our criticism of this isn't that it's like, oh, this is it's still a highly rated show. It's still
Yeah,
really good. Like just because you don't like something as much as season one doesn't mean season two was a failure. It's just like, well, my preference was season one, but seasons two still had its like I said, season one is better. Its low points were lower than anything that happened in season two. All the
correct.
low stuff that happened in season two was still better than stuff that happened, some of the low stuff that happened in season one. It's
Lowest
just
rated episode in season two is 7.8, which is the Wolverine episode. So the lowest rated episode in the second season is almost an 8. Lowest rated episode in season one was episode 4. The Motendo episode, it was a 6.9. Didn't even crack 7. So, yeah.
that's exactly my point. It's like even though like you could give one like let's say like season one's A plus, even if season two's an A minus, it's because it kind of evens out all there at the end. But I think because like I said, dealing with Genosha during the season gives me hope that we haven't just dropped um Mother Scani and some of those other loose ends that might have happened during the season
I mean,
because
Magneto's
they
dead. That's huge. That's
that's
huge.
huge. That's huge. And they really haven't really had a lot of time to still even deal with that.
Yeah.
And it's like, what is Mystique's response to that?
Yeah.
Like, is she holding X Factor? Is she holding everybody responsible for Magneto being dead? And of course, we still have Polaris and Bishop who are banging.
Also that, yes, which of course they teamed them up. Like
At
I
the
was,
end of this fight, did you see? He's like, let her go. And
yeah,
I was like,
yes. He lost his mind. They were grabbing his woman. I was like, well, he's about to release all his energy again. Here we
again,
go.
here we go. Like, you know what happens when I get all pinned up like
Yep.
this. Like, oh. Yes. So yeah, no, overall, enjoyed it. Like I said, we just prefer season one over this one, but the the lows don't quite match the lows of season one, but
The
the
highs don't
emotion
match.
hmm?
The highs don't match either. Like
No.
season one had 5 episodes that were a 9 or higher. Season two had 1 episode that was rated a 9 or higher.
Which one was that?
Rise of Apocalypse Part Two. So when Magneto died,
Oh, yeah.
that episode when Ensabnor becomes Apocalypse, that one was rated 9.5. After that, you've got
What's the
8
finale?
8.6 right now
Okay.
with 1,500 reviews, so not a ton. But season one, you've got 9, 9.7, 9.2, 9.3, 9.3. You said it perfectly. The lows in season two weren't as low as
Season one.
season one, but I think the highs in season one were higher
Oh,
than
yeah.
of season two.
But the emotional stuff is still
Still there. Still there. If I watch that episode
oh,
again, I will get emotional a third time.
it's heartbreaking. His
Yeah.
speech is so good. It's
Yes.
so good. If you have not watched it, please get out there and watch it. It is, I don't even know if you even have to watch the whole season to not be affected by that episode.
No, I agree.
Just him on his own. Yeah. So
And the scenes that it showed, I think, while he was doing it, showing the X-Men moving on, going forward
hmm
and proving him right
right. And
that
healing. Yes,
and
healing
heal
from
like
everything that's been going
yeah,
on.
I
Yes.
thought that was great having this not just him talking to the Celestial, but showing the future of them healing and moving forward.
Yes.
That,
And
that's
his
great. It was great.
and the whole because I have faith is
Yeah.
just when he just says because and then he pauses, I was like, I know what he's gonna say.
Yep,
And
me
I don't want
too.
to hear it.
It's like I could
I don't want to
yeah.
hear it. I don't want to hear what you have to say. Yeah, so yes. So yes, I think, I think we're on the same page. It was good not to be confused with great as the season
Yes.
one was. We have decided that our next show that we're going to cover is Lanterns, and I believe it
Yes.
starts Sunday.
I was literally about to look that up because
I think that they said it starts the 16th, which I think is Sunday. I don't know. I have no idea what days are anymore.
they're starting to mush together.
So
We're getting there. Sunday, August 16th.
yes. So yeah, we will be covering Lanterns next. From my understanding, it sounds pretty good. I've heard there are a few creative choices that might be a little sketch, but
Oh.
overall that yeah, DC needs a win right now because a lot of stuff coming out about Supergirl, like especially today. I think Warner Brothers even deleted that video about the whole Lobo thing. Have you heard about this?
Mm-mm.
That they used AI to create his look. And they showed like some like behind the scenes video of them using AI to do it, and I think it was taken down. I think the video was taken down because people were like, see, that's people
You'd
don't want to
think
see
they'd
that.
learn. Marvel did the same thing with that god-awful show that we wanted to forget about. Secret Wars.
Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion, yes.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, DC's taking a hit right now, so hopefully Lanterns delivers and things don't look too bad on that front. But we will be covering that next. So yeah, that puts a pin in our X-Men 97. Glad to hear that it's coming back next season.
Yes.
That they're not
Next
doing
year.
that they said that it wasn't a good idea to have so many years between it. So looking forward to that coming back next season. So yeah, on that note, we are going to end it there, and we hope that you will join us for Lanterns then.
Yes.
Bye.